Progress for the debut album is going really well so far. We've got 7 songs written and we're currently working on the 8th one, doing that now. We come together really well this time round and been able to write songs quite comfortably, getting used to each other's styles, the way each other writes. I guess just pulling on all the resources that we have obtained and learned along the process of doing the previous EP and working together and practicing together and playing shows. It's all kind of tightened everything up and we know what we're about, and we've been able to really let loose with this one. There's kind of been a real no holds barred kind of feel to the way that we've written it in terms of the styles and the way that we're writing the songs. This time around I wanted to have a look into a couple of sort of like older influences that we were looking at. I came across a really inspiring video of Vangelis. I think it was an 80s broadcast, like a Spanish radio show of him just layering loads of analog synths together and making just this insane sound. There's a lot of influence from retro sci-fi films, which is quite cool, and we're all sort of really into the retro side of things. Stuff like Ghost in the Shell, Akira, animes, and Blade Runner, sci-fi. So yeah, Vangelis score was a big one for me. It's always been about like retro games as well. I try to get as many of the sounds and the feels and the melodies in there. I collect retro games myself, and I'm huge into the soundtracks, the way the layering works on those. I think collectively we're all really into modern metal stuff, like good production and really awesome parts, technical music. It's good to stand out with your influences and maybe be a bit different. A lot of people are getting into the synthwave side of things, which is cool, but we want to sort of provide a slightly different take to that rather than it be sort of like way too obvious. That's cool. And I think this was probably like a big pad. Reese is really keyed into the electronic side of things anyway. He's more into electronic music than he is metal, which is really cool, so you get a nice different balance. Stuart, being the new vocalist, has kind of transformed the sound. It's like he's the glue now. Take 2.
Some really good shit. I got caramel flavour, caramel flavour, caramel flavour, caramel flavour.
I think every song has been written slightly differently each time for every single one. They always end up, because it's such a collaborative process in terms of how I'll finish something, then Reese will finish it off his end, so it's like gets finished twice, so it ends up being and sounding like something that you wouldn't have expected to begin with. There's no immediate, yes, it's going to sound like this as soon as you start writing it. It always, you know, with this many pulling influences, especially with the vocals, Joe's take on the drums, Ivian changing the bass parts, it ends up always being different for the better as well. The more collaboration there is, I think the richer and more full you'll have a sound at the end when you get the end song.